What's up, everyone? I'm Robbie Diltz.
And I'm a guy with the Penguin Cup.
This is Dylan Koros, and we are here today for Royal Rumble predictions. There's quite a few matchups on the card, and some obviously still yet to probably be added. We are currently filming this Friday, so obviously there's 2 days left until the Rumble. First matchup we're going to get on our way with is the United States Championship match between Humberto Carrillo and the current champion Andrade. Dylan, what's your take on this matchup?
100% Andrade. He just won the belt. So I don't know what the point is of having Andrade lose it after only having it for like a month or so. So, why not keep the belt on Andrade? I'm sure there's someone else besides Humberto or Umberto, whatever his name is, that could take the belt from Andrade in the future. But right now is not the time. Penguin said so too.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Dylan. There's no point right now. I don't think Humberto is the one that's going to be the one that's taking the title off of Andrade. Honestly, like you said, Andrade just won it. He just actually won the rematch with Rey Mysterio in a ladder match on Monday. Andrade is going to be a champ for a little bit of time now. So he's going to hold that belt for quite some time, and hopefully good things for Andrade. Next match, we're going to talk about the SmackDown Women's Championship match. Lacey Evans going up against Bayley.
I'm going to say Bayley just because I don't know if WWE would actually put the SmackDown Women's title on Lacey Evans. And I feel Bayley will be the one that holds the title going into WrestleMania. So.
Okay. I was on the fence for this match for some time now. And honestly, I think my prediction for this match, I'm going to go with Lacey Evans. I don't know why, but I think for me, I'm not really a fan of... I never really have been a fan of Bayley, to be honest. Let's be real here. And now her as a heel, she does have a mean streak to her. I like that, but I think Lacey should be the one to take the belt from Bayley. Then again, Sasha might get involved. You never know. But we'll have to see, wait, and eventually find out what happens this Sunday. But I'm going to go with Lacey Evans. So, moving on. The next match, Shorty G versus Sheamus. Sheamus' return to the WWE after being out for some time. I got to go with Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus. But why bet Shorty G against a returning Sheamus?
I don't know. Yeah. There's a safe bet with Sheamus in that match. Next match we're going to talk about, Falls Count Anywhere match, King Corbin versus Roman Reigns. Now, knowing King Corbin, he might have Dolph Ziggler or Robert Roode in his corner. Roman Reigns might have the Usos in his corner. It is a Falls Count Anywhere match, so this match could pretty much end up anywhere in the arena. Or I should say, the baseball field, because they are at... where is it? Minute Maid Park, I think, or no?
I don't remember.
Yeah, Minute Maid Park, actually, in Houston. So this one should be a fun match to watch. Obviously, Roman Reigns get his hands on King Corbin, and after all it's been leading up to with King Corbin embarrassing Roman Reigns with the endless cans of dog food and things like that, I'm gonna predict Roman Reigns is winning this match.
This is kind of hard to predict because I feel the course of this match will determine who will win the Royal Rumble match. Because I feel that possibly if Roman Reigns wins this match, he won't win the Royal Rumble. But if he loses this match, he will win the Royal Rumble. So, what do I go with? mean, King Corbin got the last win at good old TLC. So if they do, whether it's the end of the feud or continuing it on before Mania, I'm going to say Roman Reigns wins this. It'll be a safe bet.
All right. We're now going to talk about the Raw Women's Championship match. Current champion, the man, Becky Lynch, going up against Asuka, one half of the Women's Tag Champs. Honestly, I cannot wait for this feud to come to an end. And I'm going to get your prediction on this match first.
It's Asuka and Becky.
Asuka and Becky.
Okay. Becky Lynch, just because I think they're only doing this just to kind of get that loss from last year kind of out of the record books. Well, not really out of the record books, but kind of have people forgetting that Asuka beat Becky Lynch last year at the Royal Rumble for the SmackDown Women's title. Or actually, it was Asuka who was the SmackDown Women's Champion, and that Becky couldn't get the title off her. But now Becky's the champion, roles are reversed, and there could be a possibility Becky could lose the belt. But Becky is a top women's wrestler in WWE, and I don't see why they wouldn't have her go into WrestleMania as the Raw Women's Champion. So.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I think Becky Lynch retains here. I think that after everything that Asuka has put Becky through, Becky's going to come out on top and be the man that she is. And no pun intended there. She's going to retain. Right down to the point. Let's get moving on to the Women's Royal Rumble match. So far, we have 5 women announced. So this is going to be interesting. We have Charlotte Flair, who announced on Raw December 30th that she was going to be in the Rumble. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross both announced on SmackDown January 10th. Sarah Logan announced on her Twitter on January 13th that she was declaring herself in the Women's Rumble. And then Natalya announced on the bump January 22nd, which was literally 2 days ago, as we're filming this, that she is going to be in the Rumble. So obviously there are 25 others that we do not know will be in the Rumble. And this one is kind of a bit tricky for me to kind of decide. For some reason, I want to say Charlotte. I don't know if WWE is going to go down that road. Maybe Alexa Bliss could be one of my picks to win, but I kind of want to hear what you have to say about this match.
I kind of have 3 predictions, and that's only because one seems like it's a very logical option, but it could be unlikely. The other is in the middle of basically impossible and likely, and the other one is actually pretty likely. First one, and my overall pick, even though like it's not official, I should say, because in case this person doesn't enter the Royal Rumble, Ronda Rousey makes her return to WWE, wins the Rumble, and has her one-on-one match with Becky Lynch. It'll be kind of the rematch from last year, and I think people still want that match, even though it happened like a year ago. The next option is Shayna Baszler enters the Royal Rumble, but it's not as an NXT entrant. She makes her official main roster call-up because she'll win the Rumble and challenge Becky for the Raw Women's Championship at WrestleMania. It would work also if she can challenge Bayley. However, that would make Shayna Baszler a babyface, and she's a very good heel. So, and then the other option, if none of those superstars enter the Royal Rumble, to make a very compelling storyline, would be Sasha Banks, because what 2 superstars on the SmackDown roster are holding the brand for the Raw or for the SmackDown Women's division right now? Sasha and Bayley. So kind of have that 2 best friend storyline going for the SmackDown Women's Championship at WrestleMania. I'm kind of all for that. So yeah. So basically, number 1 would be Ronda. However, I do want to back up because it'd be unfair, in my opinion, if somehow Ronda doesn't enter the Royal Rumble. So then it's Shayna Baszler or Sasha Banks in that order. So.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Shayna Baszler would be definitely up there for me as well. I think safe bet. I guess my number one pick for this match would probably, like I said, be Charlotte. Number two, probably Alexa Bliss, and then number three would probably be, I think, Shayna Baszler. One of those three.
Alexa wouldn't be bad, because that's a decent money matchup for the SmackDown brand. I kind of forgot about Alexa Bliss, only because she hasn't been in the main picture in a while.
Yeah,
so.
She's been tagging with Nikki Cross, or at least having Nikki in her corner for her matches, which have been very select few. As her, she just returned couple months ago now, I think it was. So, yeah. We now move on, though, to the men's Royal Rumble match.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I see what's going on. We're saving the title match.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, I totally skipped over that, but that's okay. Yeah, we'll talk about the title match last. Okay. So the men that have been announced so far, January 3rd, Roman Reigns announced on SmackDown that he was going to be in the Rumble. And then on January 6th, announced on Raw, was Brock Lesnar, AJ Styles, Eric Rowan, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio, Ricochet, and probably one of my top picks, Drew McIntyre. Announced January 10th on SmackDown, Elias, King Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Otis, and Tucker from Heavy Machinery. Announced on January 13th, Monday Night Raw, Rusev, Lashley, Aleister Black, and Buddy Murphy. Announced on SmackDown, January 17th, Braun Strowman and Shinsuke Nakamura. January 20th, announced on Raw, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe. Announced on the bump on January 22nd, Kofi Kingston, Big E. And on January 22nd, R-Truth announced on his Instagram that he actually was going to declare himself in the Rumble yet again for the second time.
Okay.
So
I was going to say he declared, then he undeclared because he thought Paul Heyman was in the Rumble, but it's actually Brock Lesnar, and then he's declaring himself again.
Yeah.
So
I find Truth funny. That whole thing between him and Lesnar on Raw a couple weeks ago was hilarious. Like I said, one of my top picks for this match is, one of the favorites to win, Drew McIntyre. I think I kind of want to see Drew McIntyre get his main event match at WrestleMania, get a world title shot that I think he deserves after only, I guess, having the Intercontinental Championship, and that's it, I think. But
yeah, I think so.
I might do 3 picks again. So Drew McIntyre will be my number 1. Randy Orton will probably be my second pick. Although Orton has won quite a bit of Rumbles, I'm pretty sure. So
he's won 2. If he won, he'd be tying with Stone Cold at 3.
That's true. Okay. So, Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton from Raw. Trying to think of a SmackDown guy possibly, or maybe. Do we even really want to say an NXT pick? Could have I don't know, Balor back, I guess. I'm gonna just say that Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton are my picks. That's pretty much it. I'm not going to have a third pick. Dylan, what do you think?
I'm going to have a Raw pick and a SmackDown pick.
Okay.
So I'm going to get SmackDown over and done with, and that's Roman Reigns, just because that's more of the safe bet. However, like I said earlier, I feel if Roman Reigns wins against King Corbin in the Falls Count Anywhere match, then he won't win the Royal Rumble because King Corbin and his rest of his goons could easily just beat up on Roman Reigns and cost him the match during the Royal Rumble. Or, the roles are reversed. King Corbin beats Roman Reigns in the Falls Count Anywhere match, and Roman Reigns ends up winning the Royal Rumble. Who knows, maybe last eliminating King Corbin, and they have some sort of match at, what's the next one? Elimination Chamber, I think. where it's
Something
like
like
where it's
that.
like Reigns Royal Rumble on the line, and then Reigns would win that, and then go on to face Bray Wyatt. But my Raw pick would be Drew McIntyre. Originally, actually, it would have been Kevin Owens hadn't he returned like 2 weeks later and done all that. I thought that would have been like a surprise return kind of win
Yeah,
for
that would've been
Owens, but they just brought him back earlier than they should have. Yeah, Drew McIntyre is going to be my Raw pick just because he's kind of being built up as a top Raw superstar finally, and I think I'd rather see a Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar than possibly, as rumors say, a Lesnar versus Velasquez 2 in WWE 3 overall, or Brock Lesnar versus Tyson Fury. That's being rumored right now.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say Drew McIntyre as my overall number one pick to win because I feel with the star caliber that Roman Reigns has, he doesn't need a Royal Rumble win to get himself a title match. I think either way, he's going to get that Universal title match with Bray Wyatt come WrestleMania. We're just going to see those two clash, whether Reigns wins the Rumble or not. So I feel Drew should win this Royal Rumble match. I'd like to see some fresh new faces added to that accolade list of Royal Rumble winners for the past 30 some odd years now.
Yeah, that's for sure. So you are correct in saying that Elimination Chamber is the next WWE event taking place. However, of course, before that is
the Saudi?
No, actually, NXT TakeOver Portland, February 16th.
Oh, that's why I thought there was going to be another.
Yeah. So, looks like we're both going, hopefully, for Drew McIntyre in the men's match. We will now finally discuss the Universal Championship match. It is a strap match that Daniel Bryan selected. And he's taking on the Fiend, Bray Wyatt, for the Universal title. I think this has Fiend written all over it. Bryan wasn't able to get it done in the past. I still don't think that Bryan has what it takes to defeat the Fiend. I mean, he has fought his way back, and obviously he got the upper hand on last week's SmackDown, and the Fiend retreated underneath the ring. This was all when Kane had returned, and he was promoting the Rumble, and the Fiend comes out, and Kane's like, "What took you so long?" But it really, I guess, was him talking to Daniel Bryan, and Daniel Bryan comes and gives him the knee, and it was great and everything, and
They should have hugged it out at the end, and I don't know why they didn't.
I know. They did a yes chant. They should have definitely hugged it out. Yeah, I'm going to say the Fiend.
It's 100% the Fiend. I think the only reason that they have Daniel Bryan in this slot at the Royal Rumble is for kind of a star caliber SmackDown main event type match, and that especially their, like I said earlier about Reigns versus Wyatt, that basically would be like the top SmackDown match of the year, which obviously should be saved for WrestleMania. So technically, Daniel Bryan, I'm pretty sure, would be actually considered as the number 2 babyface on SmackDown at the moment. So have him with the number 2 for the second time, but with a stipulation this time. And then we'll see what the Chamber takes us. It would be neat to see the Fiend inside the Elimination Chamber. Or, I don't know. Or he's going to have some sort of weird, kind of like him versus Miz match, not as the Fiend. But
yeah. We'll have to wait and see what happens, like you said. But for now, this has been another episode of technically afternoon of wrestling, but theoretically it's night of wrestling. Again, I'm Robbie Deltz for Dylan Koros. Take care. See you next time on Night of Wrestling.
Peace out. Penguins unite.